I hear that all the time, parents being concerned about their child going into a profession in the arts. My own parents were just as concerned about that as any other parent would be. And it's only because parents are well-intentioned. And the first thing that comes to mind when you say, I'm going to have a career in the arts, they're thinking, my child is going to be poor forever. It's a stereotype of our industry. And parents want the best for their children, so it's natural that you would be protective from that standpoint. What I would encourage a lot of parents and students to do is read up and understand how many areas of the arts that one can actually contribute in to actually make a living. One of the best lectures I ever got was a university professor that had come to our high school to tell us how many different areas of the music industry you could make a living in, not just in performing. Obviously in education. What about in producing? What about in recording? What about in fostering other talent, becoming either a talent agent or a production company, having your hand involved in presenting a concert series, being a contributing member to your community in a lot of ways. There are so many areas that you can be involved in the arts that are very, very gratifying. It might start off just as due to the fact that you might want to become a professional trumpet player. But I can assure you that somewhere along the line, if you've chosen a good mentor, a good university, a place that has a nurturing environment, that 4-year period that you're doing an undergraduate degree will probably enlighten you to many, many other facets of the industry that you can be involved in. Further, coming out with a bachelor's degree in anything, if you don't want to end up going into music, transferring into some other field is a very, very doable thing to do. In fact, I had been told by a dean of law at the university I had in the city that I had grown up in, that a music degree was valued very, very highly when people were applying to law school, because lawyers basically understand that in order to be a musician, especially a successful one, there's no such thing as ever finishing your job. You're constantly obsessed with trying to improve, modify. You're working in a world of gray where there's not a right or a wrong answer necessarily. There's only a convincing way to present something. And that's essentially what law is all about, what's right or wrong. So there are many, many ways that you can spin off a career that begins in the arts into something else. As a musician, studying methods, studying techniques, these are basically problem-solving techniques that you have to develop in order to improve as a performer. Those are traits that can be applied to any field. Further, it allows you to really think outside of any kind of a restrictive box. And I can't think of very many successful people that I'm aware of that don't have that as their first and foremost skill. In fact, many people that I really admire in the field of business I get along with very, very well because they are creative thinkers about their company, about what it is that they want to accomplish. And that's entirely what music is about. It's about you taking responsibility for your own success and failure, not dropping that in your teacher's lap. You have a good long look in the mirror and then come up with the answer. That's a trait that carries through in any field.